Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Everything seems to be in order. Father Time's wristwatch chimes its final warning bell. Moving fast, I angle Luna away from the wall of Scorch's flame. Then, just like that, my... Would help if I actually hold my book straight. My visit to the past is over, and time lurches forward again, like it's jerking awake from a bad dream. Scorch's blast of fire dies down into a puff of smoke. Luna staggers an uncertain step forward, off balance and confused, but safe. My breath struggles. My breath struggles as if I've just undergone harrowing investigation? Yeah, harrowing investigation into the past and discovered a shocking truth, but everyone else, not a second has passed. Hey, what's up? Hey, what happened? I was headed in Scorch's direction. Fawning, Luna turns in confused circles, then looks down at her empty hands. And where did the mirror go? I have it, squeezing the handle hard. I dart forward to place myself between Scorch and Luna. He couldn't turn me to ash. He could turn me to ash with one sweep of his tail flame, but even if my body is made of cloth and leaves, my will is iron. It was you, I say to Scorch, still reeling from the shock of it all, forcing myself to take measured breaths. I hold up the mirror. You're the one trying to sabotage Halloween. I saw it in the mirror. A rumble comes from Luna, who doesn't want to believe her beloved dragon could hurt as much as a daisy. That's ridiculous, right, Scorch? Tell her. Scorch's amber eyes dart back and forth between the two of us. His nostrils flare. He looks like an animal caught in a snare. His tail fire sputtering like a burst engine trying to turn over as he... At his incriminating silence, Luna takes a shaky step forward. Her tear-filled voice waves as she asks him again, right, Scorch? She reaches a hand towards his threadbare scarf, but I set the mirror on a tuft of grass and swoop in to hurl her back a safe distance. Scorch's nostrils puff out black smoke that reeks of tar. His tail fire bursts into a punishing flare that hurls heat against my delicate face. His paws are passed like a frightened horse primed to bolt. I know that haunted look in his eyes. He's at war with his own nature. He struggles left and right, trying to make up his mind. The wind gusts and an acorn works loose from a tree overhead. It plunges down to ping like an arrow's point into his rear rear hunch. His inner dragon blisters, bristles. His inner dragon bristles suddenly barrel, and he sweeps his flaming tail in an arch towards us. Back, stay back, he hisses. I jump away from the searing heat. A second before it would have sent my dress, or it would have singed my dress. I think it's supposed to be singed. Steadily, my stance. I hold up my arms wide as a barrier protecting Luna. Sweat soaked into my stitched forehead. Scorched isn't a villain. I know this as certainly as I know every stitch of my own seams, but he is frightened, cornered, accused, and a dragon backed into a corner. Even a kind one can be as unpredictable as a wildfire, and an errant spark falls on the shoulder of Luna's checkered pajamas. Pixies rush in on fluttering wings to beat it out. Beat out the singe before it could spread beyond and smolder of ash. Whirling towards Scorch, I scold, "Stop that. Tame your flame." At my command, he lets out a protective roar. His eyes flash like the glint of knitting needles. I dare a step forward, but he sweeps his tail again to keep me back. The tip of my long hair catches and singes with the earthly reek of burning wool. I step back, the sparks with. I step out the spark. Stamp out the spark with the padded hands. With my padded hands, as I cry, "Scorch, no one will hurt you. I just want to know why you did it." His body raids one way, then the other, ready to take wing and bolt. His punch as he searches overhead for a means to escape, but the tree cover is too thick. On all sides, the garden walls hem him in. I can feel his panic like the crackling of electricity in the air. My heart crashes as I lift both my hands in a calming gesture. Easy, Scorch, easy, dragon. I take a step to my left, hoping to herd him away from Luna and the pixies, and my ankles brush against the sleigh bells. The sudden clatter makes his nostrils flare. His tail fire erupts into a 10-foot high flame. Sally, Luna cries out, tearful, panting, damp lines, crying tears, painting damp lines down her face. The pixies cloud around her, wings fluttering at the to dry her tears. I swear I can read, I'm just not good at it. He's frightened. I cry over my shoulder, panicked. Let me try to reach him. Though every fiber of my body trembles, I slowly turn to face the dragon. You do not frighten me, I announce in a pin-sharp voice, I'm the Pumpkin Queen of Halloween Town. There is nothing more frightening than me. Agree to disagree. I channel a lifetime lived amongst monsters, more Halloweens than I can count. Most of all, I channel Jack's advice about being scary. Jack, the king of frights, the master of spooky faces. Play with light and shadow, Jack says. I move towards Scorch's tail flame, so it waves shadows, making my eyes look huge. Use your surroundings. I step into the wind, which lifts my hair like a wraithing siren's snakes. Understand why you are scared. Understand why you're scared. And I do. For so long, I thought scares were simple, about tricks and treats, but now I understand that the frightening face we show to the world can do more than merely delight. I'm the Queen of Nightmare Land, and I must save it. For the final touch, I let out a haunted wail like a mournful black cat in the night. Boo! God, it's just so stupid. The moment Scorch beholds my terrifying appearance, the wildness snuffs out in his eyes, his tail fire sputters, then extinguishes his huge tail. He hugs his tail around his scales like a frightened mouse, his body trembles from snout to claw. In a different sort of fear, he suddenly bursts into tears. Scorch is sorry. My heartbeat is still jackhammering. My pulse sparking out of control. The wind dies down and my hair settles back around my shoulders. The danger is past. The danger is over. Past. I can read his tearful visage like a book whose pages tell me that this frenzied, terror-stricken dragon is once more a harmless as a kitten. Scorch has no demon's heart beating in his smooth belly scales. As my arms sink down, I again become a comforting ragdoll. I step towards him, my fingers knitted together. Oh, Scorch. Sadly, Luna cries out in warning, but I turn back with a firm smile. It's okay. I kneel next to Scorch, touching a hand to his ridge of sunset scales down his long neck as he sheds molten tears that burn through the leaves underfoot. Why did you do it, Scorch? I asked softly, wiping away a streak of soot from his cheeks. You worked so hard not to be a villain. He sniffs. That is why Scorch did it. Scorch wants to be a hero. Heroes go on quests. Heroes defeat monsters. I tilt my head, blinking my eyelashes slowly. You mean you tried to destroy Halloween Town because we're monsters? I feel a sudden rush of surprise. He wasn't giving into his villainous nature after all. He was trying to be a hero. albeit a very misguided one. Oh, Scorch, I murmur, shaking my head, his tearful sniffles into his palms. Scorch thought he would be a great hero if he stopped an entire realm full of monsters, which Scorch never wanted to hurt the town people, only to stop their holiday. Another molten tear trails down the tiny hill of his cheek scales. I ask slowly, what about switching out the potion ingredients? Potion ingredients, he snorts, scrambling up in confusion. Scorch doesn't know about any potion, only the clock. The prince told Scorch that if Scorch stole the Halloween clock, time would halt and Halloween would end. A chill threads through my veins as my hands goes into the extra needle I keep tucked in my hairline, ready to summon it into a sword again at any moment. Notice the prince of where? Scorch lifts his spiky shoulders. Scorch doesn't know. I glance over my shoulder where the pixies are tickling Luna in hopes her laughter will show them her teeth. I bet my last stitch that this mysterious prince was the one who sabotaged our sweet dream tonic. Lowering my voice, I whispered to Scorch, what did the prince look like? Did he wear a cloak lined in storm clouds? Scorch nods eagerly. I rock back on my heels, then I walk back on my heels. This must be the mysterious figure I saw in the Mirror of Reverence, whispering commands to Scorch in the Hall of Time. The prince, Scorch calls him, so he must be the ruler of a realm, but which one? There are still so many realms yet to be discovered. I stand up, fawning pointed to my mouth. A frown pinned on my mouth. Pinned. Whoever this ruler is, he tricked a kind-hearted dragon to doing his dirty work. He's a coward, a manipulator, and he can't be allowed to fulfill his plans. I pat Scorch on his nose with my downing palm. Whoever he is, he tricked you. You should have known better, and you'll have to make up for what you've done. But he tricked you. He's the real villain. Guilt still clouds the dragon's water eyes, but they clear a little. The prince ordered Scorch to follow Sally and Luna into the hinterlands to make sure they did not fix the clock, but Sally and Luna were so nice to Scorch that Scorch felt bad for what he did. Luna told Scorch all about her new friends in Halloween Town, Jack, Zero, and even a reptile covered in scales like Scorch. And Scorch realized that Halloween Town is full of creatures like Scorch who have monstrous faces and fierce bite, but warmth in their hearts. I stroked the scaly cheek tenderly, pouring love into the gesture so he knows that he isn't alone. He continues with a sniffle. You showed Scorch that even if someone is intended for one thing, they can be something else. They can forge their own path Scorch wants to be brave and good and clever like you. His mouth curls into a sheepish grin that shows his lopsided fangs, but not as scary. I hide a chuckle behind my hands, cheeks warm, as the memory of my toothy, grinnish, hair writhing. Dang it! Dang it! Apparition pinwheels back into my mind. Who would have guessed that a ragdoll made of dreamy, made for dreaming could be as frightening as a wolfman, a witch, a skeleton king? I trace my ankles. I'll trace my knuckles down the length of his snout, brushing away spots of soot, then pick up the mirror from where I dropped it in the grass and tuck it back into his satchel. I know that he'll want to return it to Lady Lore himself with an apology. I feel such sympathy for him. In a way, Scorch and I have lived parallel lives. I've never felt like I belonged in Halloween Town, too. Halloween Town, he too was always caught between rivaling worlds, raised by kind gnomes but meant for destruction. Both of us a hodgepodge. A gasp as a realization comes together. Realization comes together like a button into a buttonhole. There's beauty in the mess. Now I understand why I was so affected by the strange beauty of the Tooth Fairy's cottage. I saw a piece of myself in the quaint, mismatched structure. A little bit of everything all stuck together. Like a thunderclap, everything suddenly comes together. Lady, Seraphina Lore's advice about setting my own course, Father Time's question about why did I want to erase my past, my vision of the ragdoll, or the broken ragdoll figure too. All those experiences were ingredients. I can turn a page. Ingredients that I wasn't yet ready to mix together into a whole, afraid of what would come out of the oven. But now I know. I've asked myself so many times where my heart felt at home, and the answer is like the walls of that mismatched cottage. I feel at home in my childhood bedroom with shooting stars, sheets, and my parents reading me stories. I feel at home, cozy in bed with Jack beneath the jack-o'-lantern quilt I sewed for us. I even feel at home in my darkest corners in my creaky old bedroom in Finkelstein's house. Belonging isn't about walls and a roof. It's a feeling I felt, an inkling of that when I was flying on Scorch, so careless and free. Up among the clouds, I never had to choose, and I didn't, and I don't now either. I can be all of these places, all of these people, and still simply be Sally. Oh, Scorch, I say, as fat tears roll down on my cheek. You can be all of those things, brave, good, clever. I tap him on the tip of his nose, which draws a curious puff of smoke. You don't have to squish yourself into a cookie cutter. You can pinch and roll and make yourself into any shape you want. I pause, patting at my damp eyes, and I can too. For once, finally, my head and heart aren't battling with each other. Yeah. I'm content knowing that home is wherever I want it to be, in whatever messy, cobbled together shape I want it to take. Home can be part Halloween town, part dream town. It can be my regal throne or a flower dusted kitchen, or simply Jack and I together forever. And that now that the danger has passed, Luna rises up to throw her arms around the dragon's neck. She presses her forehead to his and whispers something low that makes him chuckle. His tail rekindles its flame and wags back and forth like a dog's. I step back to steady them, but Scorch and Luna claim they've learned from me. But the truth is, I've gleaned just as much from them. Yeah, I've gleaned just as much from them. Okay. Oh, I'm stupid. It's gained. Back in Halloween Town, Luna insisted that I don't have to belong in just one place. At the time, I wasn't ready to hear it, but now I realize how true her words were. And Scorch, he showed me that even a rag doll can scare. Inwardly, I grin. I can't wait to tell Jack the story of how I frightened the dragon. When Luna and Scorch finally break apart, I wag a wag a scolding finger at the dragon. I'm not truly angry, but as queen, I do need to set rules. The plan to destroy Halloween Town's organ originated. Dang, my brain just switched off there for a second. Originated with this mysterious prince, but you still broke the clock. I say that is a very serious crime until we can turn the forever glass, the Halloween Town's people are still trapped in a dangerous future. After we return them to the present, you'll have a price to pay for bringing harm to Halloween Town. Scorch's flame dims as he nods, accepting the reprimand. Scorch will make up for his mistake. Scorch promises. I brush the soot from my hands, then smooth out the wrinkles from my dress. The hem is seamed, but mending can wait. Our quest is not yet finished. Luna climbs on Scorch's back and we face the garden house. My body is weary, but a fire still kindling in my heart. I'm so close to returning Jack to the present. All I can think about is falling into the basket of his arms, breathing in his dry bone scent, sinking into his embrace. like my soul has come home. Tooth Fairy, I stride up to his house, step and rap sharply on the door. I was wrong to accuse you of sabotaging Halloween from one ruler to another. I give you my deepest apologies. If you just give us the forever glass, we'll be on our way. The door swings open and the Tooth Fairy copper eyes twinkle. The forever glass is clutched in her slender hands, so close that I could almost snatch it. But did I really think it would be that easy? With a cruel girl of mischief, she can't shake. Of mischief, she simply can't shake. She says, in Tooth Town, we trade for what we want. So tell me, Pumpkin Queen, what price will the Queen offer to save her kingdom? Her words are like a knife to my chest, so so close to saving Jack, I can almost hear the ghosts rattling their chains in the graveyard, the square squall of the rusty town gates. My home is only a stone's throw away, yet a chasm spans the distance between us, because I have one thing left to do, bargain with a fairy. Which you should never do. Just kill the bitch and be done with it. Anyway, that's the end of chapter 16. We'll be starting up chapter 17 next. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm enjoying it. Later.